much for tuning into today's video. As you can tell by the title below, we're going to be discussing how to tap into our Black femininity all over again. Now, the reason I emphasize Black femininity is because for years, and even still in this day and age, Black women get so much flack on being ghetto and being loud and being, you know, don't know how to dress and things like that. And I want to sort of just share some tips and some tricks on just how to cut that stereotype off and again tap into our femininity once again. So my first tip will be to embrace your own body, embrace the skin that you're in, love thyself, love everything about you. No matter what size or what stage you are in your life now, it's important to develop that self-love for yourself. You'll be more susceptible to change the things that you don't necessarily like. But if you're just putting yourself down and just always, you know, talking negative about yourself and just belittling yourself on a daily, constant basis, then you'll be more susceptible to an unhealthy lifestyle, weight gain, bad habits, self-hate, like all those things like will make you just spiral out of control and not even want to take care of yourself at all. So when you embrace and love the stage and the size and you know where you are now, you'll be more willing to change and put that effort back into yourselves eventually. Tip number 2, adopt more feminine body language. And that just means to be more aware of how you present yourself in every moment. And that includes things like sitting up straight and crossing your legs whenever you're sitting, with or without a skirt, okay? Whether it's just crossing like your knees, you know, like your leg over your knee, or just, you know, crossing at the base of your ankles. Like we don't need to see your hoo-ha or all that, like that's going in between there. Like, no, that's probably the easiest way to hide that, okay? So it's always best to just sit with your legs folded somehow. That also includes taking smaller bites when you're eating and eating slowly. Like, we don't need to see all the food in your mouth. We don't need to hear you smacking and slurping. Like, oh my God, that's probably one of my pet peeves, slurping and hitting the metal on metal or metal on plate. Like, that's probably the most irritating sounds to me. But even besides that, like, it's just not ladylike for us to see and to hear all of your food. Like, take smaller bites, eat slower, and you know how that plays a big part in weight loss and things like that too. So yeah, eat slowly. We don't need to see you devouring your food, right? Even when you're walking, like the way that you walk, not switch, the way that you're walking in confidence, again, with your shoulders back, and you're walking more slowly and not rushing and you know, rushing to get to the next place. You're going to get there, but just be confident in your walk and stride and strut when you walk, okay? All those little things start to make a big difference. Tip number 3 is to talk more softly, and we have to watch your profanity. I really wish a lot more of us will adapt to this. I can't even begin to tell you how unattractive just loud, ghetto, screaming, banshee, just like obnoxious talking like woman. It's so unattractive. It's not necessary, and it's not cute at all. Like, sis, we can hear you, okay? Now it's different if like you're at a club or like you're at a bar or like a sports game or something like that, okay? Like, you have to speak louder. But I'm just talking regular conversation, restaurant, you know, trying to have a nice dinner, or just, again, just out and about. Like, I don't need to hear your conversation. I don't need to hear you on the phone. Like that's just, like, again, not ladylike, and it's very unattractive. No real man is looking for some ghetto banshee screaming lady, just loud, unnecessarily loud all the time. And not to mention the language that's coming out of your mouth. Ladies, we have to be cautious of what's coming from our lips, okay? Especially when we're trying to be more feminine and more ladylike. Again, a lot of Black women, we get a lot of flack for using profanity or for, you know, just speaking off the whim and how we feel or the tone that we're talking. And I'm trying to switch that back, okay? I'm trying to tone that back down, okay? So moving on to the next tip. That'll be our hygiene and self-care, okay? Now, both of those are 2 different things, and I can, you know, touch a little bit more on hygiene and self-care, maybe in a separate video, but we all know the basics of hygiene: brushing your teeth, taking a shower, okay, things like that. But are we really practicing self-care? Again, those are two totally different things, but they're both very important. So your self-care, you have, you know, taking baths, or having a skincare regimen or routine, or, you know, shaving, exfoliating. Like, I'm talking self-care as far as body, okay? I can get into another self-care as far as wellness. I'm planning on doing another video like that pretty soon anyway, but I'm talking self-care hygiene wise, okay? Putting ourselves first is just going to jumpstart our femininity and how we can adjust other parts of our lives. And I'm gonna tell you now, there's a lot of women walking around smelling like the whole Detroit Lions. Like, there's no reason why we should be musty or our parts stinking and you know, not fresh at all. Like, there's no reason, especially when we have so many resources, so many different products, and so many tips and tricks for a woman to stay healthy and to stay clean. Like, no, we invest our money in so much other stuff. It's time to start investing our time and our money into quality products, into quality time, really taking care of ourselves physically. Another tip to be more feminine is to keep your toes and your nails painted. Now, we're probably doing this already. We're probably you know, going to the nail shop, things like that. That's wonderful. I'm also talking about like in between. Like, for me, I just had a full set on, and I actually just soaked them off so I can do these beautiful braids. I cannot braid in nails, okay? So it was time for them to come off anyway, so I took them off, and you know, the safest way that I could. And yeah, in between my fill-ins or my manicures, I just paint them myself, okay? Like, I don't have the longest nails, and I really don't like my fingernails. I think they're so toddler-like, but hey, same with my toes. But my grandma used to always tell me, just growing up, I used to always complain about my toes and stuff, and she always told me to just keep a color on there, to just paint it, no matter how, you know, how they look, how you may think that it looks. And a pretty pink or a pretty white or, you know, purple is always going to brighten up. If you don't necessarily like to wear nail polish or things like that, that's fine. As long as you're keeping it manicured and groomed, and, you know, a nice clear coat will always, you know, make that big difference, and again, and make you look more put together. Now, my husband, he loves when I paint my toes. You know, he hates when it's just bare, so I almost had to keep them painted. But yeah, it's just my way of staying feminist, my way of staying girly. And yeah, we can always do that with just a nice coat of paint, okay? All right, tip number 6, and that's to spend more money on your undergarments. And I say that because I'm a mother of 4, okay? My youngest 2 were just born. Like, I have a 2-year-old, and she'll be 1 next month, my youngest, okay? So you can imagine me being pregnant and all of me wearing are, you know, underwear that covers my belly, or, you know, sports bras that can handle the milk. You know, you can only imagine what my undergarments have been looking like. But now that she's here and that she's born, and I vow to have no more children, yes, no more kids. I vow to take my body back. I vow to just to just stay sexy and stay feminine under there, okay? Not to mention, if you have a hubby or a man running around, like, he don't want to see your grandma panties. I'm just call it for what it is. I know we all have them, okay? I'm definitely guilty of this. But when I say there's too many outlets for us to just be all willy-nilly under there, like, we have Fenty, we have Adore Me, we have Victoria's Secret, okay? Amazon is where I actually started, okay? Because, you know, during COVID, all the stuff was closed. I do like to go in the store. But anyway, yeah, went right to Amazon and found some really cute and sexy just lingerie and sets and PJs, you know, nightgowns, things like that, silk and lace, you know, things like that. That's going to not only keep me feeling sexy and feminine underneath. You know, hubby's getting a whole treat later, okay? And even though he doesn't complain about it, or, you know, he doesn't really care like what's under there, what's matching, things like that, but I really do think that he appreciates the effort and the time that I do take to, you know, pick these little things out, pick stuff out that I know he was gonna like, pick something out that, you know, I'm gonna feel comfortable in bed later. Like, little things like that is, you know, another way to tap back into your femininity, okay? All right, tip number 7 is to wear perfume, okay? I know we all probably have a plethora of body mists and sprays. I know I do, and I definitely love wearing them. I love to layer them, but I'm talking about perfume. Probably something on a designer side. The only difference is it's a lot stronger. It's not diluted as much as a body mist or spray. It's usually infused with some type of oil or something to make it last longer, and they have a longer lasting scent. Please forgive this ice cream truck. I kind of want an ice cream right now though. So yeah, I'm not the one to just go into Macy's or Ulta and just drop $60, $70 on a bottle of designer perfume, but I will pay for a subscription like Scentbird to get those same deals, those same scents for a lot cheaper. And that's exactly what I do. I am subscribed to Scentbird. This is not an ad or anything. This is just how I get my perfume fix. Same with hubby. I have his as well, where I get them 2 a month, one men, one women's scent. And yeah, that's how I get my perfume intake. Okay, I do plan on buying full-size bottles, but yeah, if I don't like the scent, I'm not I'm just skeptical that way. I'm not going to purchase a whole bottle of perfume, especially online, and I have no idea what it smells like. So I do plan on doing a separate video on how to get the most out of your perfumes and different hacks and tricks for that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, we're women, we're not little girls. We don't need to be smelling like cupcakes and sprinkles, even though there's nothing wrong with that. Like, your girl love me some Bath and Body Works, okay? But again, I think it's important to pay attention to that smell. It's important to find a nice, strong, confident, like my favorite smell right now is Burberry for Her. Again, a sample that I got from Scentbird. And yeah, I just been savoring that to the last drop, okay? And it's just a very sophisticated and almost like amber smell. And ooh, guys, I'm telling you, that scent lasts all day. My clothes that's in the dirty hamper or whatever, it just smells so good. Like, the smell is still on my clothes, okay? And that's how you want to smell ultimately. All right, my next tip, guys, is to wear blouses, okay? Now, your girl has a whole collection of t-shirts and sayings and characters and bands and everything. I have a whole collection of t-shirts, but I also have quite a few blouses as well, if I just want to feel a little more feminine that day. So I try to dress as feminine as possible, even when I'm wearing t-shirts and sneakers and stuff. I also wanted to throw in that adding jewelry, adding little staple pieces of jewelry, little dainty pieces like that is really going to add with your femininity. Bracelets and watches definitely goes a long way, and again, it just amps up any look that you're trying to go for. But yeah, back to the blouses. I never used to wear blouses before. I never really, didn't really care for, it was just something I didn't really shop for. Again, I was just a t-shirt and just tunic type of girls. Nothing wrong with that. But again, if you're trying to tap into that femininity, I think blouses and skirts and things like that is really going to help, okay? Now, places like Fashion Nova and Forever 21, Amazon, Walmart, has the cutest little blouses and tunics and something that's, either flowy or, just colorful or has floral, something that has a different shape than just your t-shirts. Now, again, as being a black woman, we have this stereotype, and I see it all the time, especially in my city of Detroit. That's actually pushing you further away from your femininity, to me, especially biblically. That's not how God wants us to dress. This is our temple for a reason. He wants to keep us covered up for a reason, because you have to understand there's demons and there's evil out there that's looking for that attention, that's craving for that attention. And when you're just out and you're just giving it to the world to see, oh, you didn't gave them they little nut. There's nothing wrong with covering up, okay? I too wear crop tops, okay, but it's always the longer versions. I'm always probably have something over it. I'll show you this one picture I posted on Instagram where I had this really cute overalls for Fashion Nova and a cute little crop top underneath, but you know, I was covered. It was really cute. It was very feminine, but it wasn't revealing, okay? And there's a tasteful way to wear crop tops, but if you can't stay away from it, like crop tops and, you know, things that are just too revealing, I get it's hot, it's 90 degrees, but hey, we gotta do it, okay? My next tip is to wear more heels and sandals or wedges, okay? Again, I love my sneakers, I love, you know, my flats, but I really think wearing heels or some type of wedge or like sandal heels is really another way to dress and look more feminine. So I've been opting out lately for just like a nice chunky, smaller, chunkier heel or some wedges, something that's going to definitely support me and my ankles. Like something like that, it literally just ties like a whole look together and just gives it that more feminine look than just like a pair of sneakers or sandals. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. I'm just saying, if you just want to start tapping into that femininity a little bit more, just like on a daily basis, like there's different elements, whether your skincare, your home care, your clothes, you know, things like that. There's different ways to boost that, okay? And wearing heels is one of them. All right, guys, and my last tip for you guys is to wear makeup. I remember a point in time where women of color rarely wore makeup at all, okay? Just good skin and some lip liner and you're good to go. But times have definitely changed and more women of color are starting to embrace makeup, you know, a lot more. Now if you just hate makeup, if you just hate wearing makeup, like that's different. You definitely don't have to wear makeup, but again, if you're trying to tap into that femininity, this is just another way to enhance it all. A little foundation, a little concealer, some lashes, a good lippy, and you're good to go, okay? That's all you probably need, because you don't need to be beat to capacity every single day, okay? This just makeup camera, but it's literally probably half of this for me on a daily basis or none at all. But again, some blush, filling your brows, a nice lipstick. There's tons of tutorials on beginner friendly makeup or how-to makeup or, you know, everyday makeup. I am actually planning on doing my own version of that, so stay tuned for that. You'll be amazed on what a little bit of makeup can enhance on you. You just never know, okay? So don't be scared to put on some eyeliner or throw in a pair of lashes or mascara, okay? Or throw on a lippy, throw on some blush, guys, okay? Fix your edges and head out the door, okay? And that's it, guys. Hopefully you take these tips into consideration. Hopefully these were very helpful as well. I know I try to use these tips and tricks on a daily basis for me. And yeah, us women of color, it's time to take back our femininity. It's time to get out of this stereotype of being loud and dirty and ghetto and you know, just don't want to take care of ourselves at all. Like, no, we're getting out of that stereotype today, okay? And my last tip, guys, is just to smile more, okay? The more you smile, more people will smile back at you, the more good energy you're putting out into the world, and the more good things you're attracting to yourself, okay? So don't forget to smile. That's all I have for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.